Good morning.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine.
Good
How are
afternoon. I'm great too. Thanks for asking. Okay, so you have Excel. When?
you? Yes, sir. Excellent and good record.
K is when?
22nd of March.
And the Excel?
20th March.
20th March. So make it Excel specific, okay? You have Excel both or the HR? BM.
No, sir, only BM.
What's your XAT score?
XAT score 93.8. 93.79 to be precise.
Just borderline.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So your hustle.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about what your company does.
So as of now, I'm working in Deloitte Valuations, which is an advisory role. So basically what we do is we do purchase price allocation of the purchase price that has been paid by the acquirer for the target. So our work goes about by valuing the intangibles, as well as we take help from different teams who value tangible assets.
So how can you value the HR? The manpower.
Yeah. So basically the intangible known as assemble workforce. So assemble workforce is usually valued using the cost.
Where can we put the HR in the books?
Actually, we do not do that. In terms of intangibles also, we do not do that. And there's
any company which is doing in their books.
There was an accounting standard being prepared for it, which likes to take into consideration the value of the workforce that the company is employing for. But those still standards are not being yet taken into consideration while forming a balance sheet. But yes, every company, listed company.
If we have to write the HR force in the balance sheet, should we create what?
So that's what I'm asking, sir. So as of now, we don't account for the value in their balance sheet, but in notes to account.
Why? What was the reason we are not putting the HR in the values?
Yes, sir. So basically, an asset definition is that we have a certain number of cash flows, or we have a benefit from the asset, and which is you need to have a control over that asset.
The HR is what? Asset or the liability for a company?
So it's an asset. Obviously, the workforce working for your company is an asset. But the reason why it is not being considered since a long time in the balance sheet is because we do not have exercise control.
I got your point. Now the thing is, in the valuation of a company, do we consider HR or not?
We do that. So why we do that? So whenever a company is paying for a transaction, it is based off an open market transaction. So what we do is we take the HR as a part of the goodwill. If the purchase price consideration is more than what we have.
So how much percent, one on a safer side, if the valuation of a company is say the 100 rupees, just assume INR.
Yes, sir.
So how much percent we should allot for the goodwill? Is there any percentage criteria?
As of now, no, sir. But every industry has its own parameters, right? Suppose you're valuing a technological industry, which I am doing as of now. The amount of...
Tell me something about a CSR.
Yes, sir. So CSR stands for Corporate Social Responsibility. Section 135 of the Companies Act makes it mandatory for all companies. There are certain criteria for a company to qualify for CSR. So once you do that, average of last 3 years, profit should be taken into consideration, and there is a profit, sir.
Profit.
Yes, sir.
So what is more important according to you, profit or the revenue? Profit maximization or the revenue maximization? What's your suggestion?
So it depends upon what stage the company is into. Suppose a company has just started off, it wants to acquire their customers, it wants to create a brand for themselves and want to acquire a lot of different customers. That time we look for revenue perspective.
I am planning to invest some of the amount in the company. A company has the EBITDA minus 300% and the company has EBITDA 10%. Which one should I invest?
EBITDA of minus 300% and EBITDA of 10%, right? As we're not taking into consideration, like you said, it's EBITDA. So the capital structure of the company won't be taken into consideration because EBITDA doesn't account for the capital structure because you're excluding certain things like interest, you're excluding taxes, your depreciation.
So you are saying on just basis of EBITDA, we should not take the decision?
Yes, sir. Because why I'm saying that is because you don't know what the company is doing.
What was the valuation of Paytm when they launched IPO?
I do not recall, sir, but I'll make sure I go through.
You should know you are working the valuation.
Yes, sir.
Why the mini IPOs in India is collapsing right now?
So I believe that a lot of companies which were earlier working if you look at the kind of IP that we are having, a lot of different companies are from the fintech space, which are using technologies in order to gain a lot of traction and acquire customers. If you see, this revolution had occurred 5-6 years ago, and when actually finance technology was
What problems in the valuation of Paytm, according to you? What was it undervalued or the overvalued, or it was good valued but the market didn't respond? Please.
Sir, according to me, it was overvalued. And the reason is because a lot of different competitors are already there into the picture. If you look what Paytm was 5 years ago and what Paytm is today, we have a lot of different, and I think their business model as such didn't survive in the market. Paytm had made a Paytm wallet kind of a thing, which the people had to use that in order to make certain transactions. But by the entry of different competitors like Google Pay, Phone Pay, what they did was they directly linked your bank account with the application. So
who is Savitribai Phule?
Savitribai Phule is a great leader. Her home was situated very close to Pune, near Satara. So what she did was she revolutionized the way women were not allowed to take education. She was the first one who started educating women started educating girls, and that is why in order to honor her, the Pune University is now named before her.
So you are BCom plus MCom plus CA, full
Yes.
completed.
Yes, sir.
So you are not only overqualified for the MBA.
No, sir.
Go for the CFA and some other courses. Why you want to go for MBA?
Yes, sir. So if you have a good look at my resume, I've also cleared 2 levels of CFA. I have already enrolled for CFA L3 in this coming May.
So you are not overqualified.
No, sir.
Aren't
I believe, okay. I believe, sir, along with the technical knowledge that I've gained via CA or CFA, or for that matter through my MCom, I believe in order to build a good structural
finance classes of art should be just below what you have studied in the CA and the CFA and the MCom. So what do you want from the MBA actually?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was going to answer that question itself. So like I said, in order to build a successful career in a finance domain, along with the technical skills that I have or I have been getting through CA and CFA, I believe certain critical skills like business acumen, analytical decision, analytical.
Okay, I got your point. You want something extra. Okay, I got.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my question is, what is the current India's rating according to the big three mamas, Fitch, Moody's, and the S&P? What is current India's rating?
Sorry, sir, I have to go about it.
You are in the valuation of the Deloitte, I think so. So
yes,
the why only the company valuation? We should also the value one of the countries too.
Yes, sir.
So do you think this rating is going to affect the India's image if it is increasing or decreasing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is going to affect. Okay, yes, fine. Sir. So you said it is going to affect.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now my question is, you are planning to go into the XLRI?
Yes, sir.
Out of 10, how much dispersion do you have for the XLRI?
Out of 10? Sorry, sir, I didn't.
Out of 10, how much desperation you have? It is a life or death situation, or just you came and wrote the XAT?
No, sir. Actually, I have been preparing for management entrance since last 2 years. Last year, I didn't.
What is the logo of XLRI?
Logo in the sense.
What is the logo of XLRI? The college has a logo.
Okay.
So you want the XLRI? You have visited the XLRI site once, twice, or thrice at least.
Yes.
So did you observe the logo? No.
Yes, sir. I have done that, but honestly, I don't know what does it mean.
So how it looks like? Can you please?
Yeah, actually it's a blue colored one with a triangle kind of shape above, and then we have XLRI written at the bottom. And
okay, we discussed about the asset. Is money an asset or not?
Money in terms of hard cash, or what are you exactly referring to, sir?
You could say what are the different money we could expect? Is a hard cash or something what?
Yeah, so different like there are some securities which are liquid in nature that are also considered as a part of your money.
Work on the currency. How the value of money decided? And what derives the value of money?
It is because of the demand and supply in the market decides upon the money, the monetary value of a currency.
Tell me something about a Big Mac index.
Big Mac index.
Any idea?
Is it related to currency, sir?
No, it's economic. Have you heard of it? No.
No, sir.
PPP, purchasing power parity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So purchasing power parity stands for what it exactly does is it tries to measure unit value of a commodity in two different countries. So what
of a commodity or the basket of commodity?
A basket of commodities, you're right, sir. A basket of commodities in two different countries. So according to that, what we are trying to achieve, basically what PPP stands for, it says that even if the prices are different in two countries, the purchasing power of the...
According to you, profit is an asset or liability?
It's a asset, sir. But if you look at from a balance sheet perspective, there are two aspects in a liability side. First is your shareholder funds, and then your other liabilities, right? So whatever profit you generate, basically, because of double accounting system, what happens is that you also have counter assets that's standing on the other side of the balance sheet. So if you're just looking from an isolating only the liability section of the balance sheet, then you might be thinking,
okay, the part. If you're a part of company that asks people to buy stock, but you are selling them, it is ethical or illegal?
So I think it's both unethical as well as illegal. In order to, so in major investment banks, what they do is they have what the investment banking division of the bank, as well as the people who are rating these stocks.
So you are putting this as a crime in the eyes of a company. Yes. Assume you are the business manager, or you are holding the key position of that company, and your employees are doing so. You said, okay, you need to buy the stocks of our company, but they are selling their ESOPs after maturing their ESOPs. But you send a mail notifications that you need to buy or at least hold, but they are selling. What are you going to do?
Sir, I think behind every decision there is the intention is what matters, right? If X person feels that the stock is good and they are going to achieve a good amount of returns in the long term, then we should hold it. But it doesn't come at a cost of other people, right? So if you want to buy certain asset, doesn't mean you should try to get it at a good price by giving out recommendations that it is not a good stock and then buy it.
I got your point.
Okay, sir.
What's your hobbies?
Sir, I like to read about markets, and in my free time, what I do is I play cricket and I play football. I also watch a bit of cricket.
Why the Sensex has only 30 and the Nifty has 50? Who decided 30 and 50? And S&P has a 500. Leave it the S&P. Nifty has 50 and the Sensex has 30. Why? Who decided? And how we get these numbers?
Okay, so actually Sensex is calculated using a base year. So base year is taken into consideration while calculating the Sensex values. And as you said, like Nifty has 50 stocks and Sensex has 30 stocks. The calculation of Sensex is completely different than Nifty. In Sensex, what we do...
No, I'm looking at why we get the 30 and why we get the 50.
Number of stocks, right?
Number of stocks.
I am not sure of the reason why 30 and 50 stocks are taken into consideration.
So which one is better, 30 or 50? According to you, which one is a better indication of the Indian economy, Nifty or Sensex?
So I think both has its own positives as well as some flaws.
No, which one is better if you have to choose one?
Sir, I usually follow the Nifty, but that doesn't mean that it is better. I believe both have their own relevance.
So more the sample space is always better, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So in order to select a stock, there are different criteria that the stock has to pass in order to get selected.
Okay, fine. The Sensex is, or the Nifty is the really peak of economy or not?
Sir, what I believe is that market thinks ahead of what the economy is, because a lot of people who invest in the market, they assume certain things, and what they try to do is they try to forecast what the economy is going to do rather than what the economy is at this current stage, right? So I believe it is not an actually good indicator of what the economy is doing, because it is when you consider an economy, we are trying to.
Fine, I got this is not the real indicator according to you.
Yes, sir.
Even the world is under the threat of war.
Yes, sir.
Indian Sensex was dropped and recovering back fast. Yes. What is the reason of recovering back?
Sir, I still believe it might be a dead cat bounce, meaning that only 2 trading sessions have happened since the war has begun, after Putin had decided to invade Ukraine. So I believe still it's a dead cat bounce. We might still see a lot of fall in the markets. But yes, what you said, looking at the past trends, what happened in 2008 or whatever, when we're trying to the long-term investor point of view, people are trying to buy assets at a decent price, and this war situation surely is going to be there for the next year or maybe year and a half, looking at the sanctions that different countries have put upon them. But if you look from a larger perspective, from a broader horizon, like people who are investing in the markets like 10 years or 15 years, I think this might be a decent buying opportunity.
It is ethical or unethical, according to you?
Sorry, sir, didn't get you.
Cheating is ethical or unethical?
So, sir, I didn't get your voice.
Cheating.
Cheat is very unethical, sir.
Very unethical, according to you.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So competition is ethical or unethical? If in the competition we do something which is not as per the business plus giving us profit, you obey this or not? You are going to do this in your business or not?
Something that is going against the law and earning profits, right? I don't think, sir, I'll be ever able to do this.
If not against the law, but against the ethics and earning the profit.
No, sir. Again, there's a very thin line between ethical and being being lawful. But I believe.
Do you smoke or not?
No, sir.
Assume you become the business manager of ITC.
Yes, sir.
And they give you to do something called smoking, that is tobacco and the liquor. Would you accept the offer to sell and promote?
Sir, there is a very, like I said, ethical law is very objective in nature.
No. You are going to get the offer or not? If they give you to the business head of the tobacco as well as the liquor,
according
would
to
you
me,
accept the offer?
Yes, sir. I like to give my reason for it, sir.
Yes or no? First.
Yes, first I said yes, sir. I would like to answer why I said yes. Okay. So, like I said, ethics is something very subjective in nature. Something that is ethical to me might not be ethical to some other person, right? I believe unless and until someone is not disturbing other person, it is and it is going to affect only himself, not the other individual. I don't think it's unethical. Like, we can't just have a general formula to say that everyone who drinks or everyone smokes is unethical, right? If that person is not harming me in any way, he has his own right to enjoy the life the way he wants. If that person is not harming me, I have absolutely no problem by the person's attitude or whatever he's doing in his life. The same reason, like I said, yes, but there are certain guidelines set by the government of India that you cannot promote, you cannot have ads.
Okay, for a company, which one is the first priority, customer or the employee?
Customer or the
employee.
Priority is your employee, I believe, and then the customer.
The first priority should be the customer or the employee.
I believe the employees and then the customer, but both have their own says. But I believe the employee comes first because he has.
I mean the values and the ethics of your current company.
Okay, values is that Deloitte has its own a very robust HR personnel. What they do is they always have departmental mails or in order to make sure that certain kind of harassments are not happening or people are not following the unethical way of doing it. They do make sure that everyone has complied to different standards and regulations by taking into consideration the different e-learnings that are being mandatory.
Who is the governor of Maharashtra?
Bhagat Singh Koshyari.
Who is the finance, handling the chair of finance in the governor in the Maharashtra?
Sudhir Muntiar.
What was the percentage deficit in the last Maharashtra budget?
I don't recollect, sir.
Okay, and I just think you are not the right person for the XLRI because you change your job quickly. 6 months, then the 14 months, now the 5 months you are planning to change. You are not a person of one place. Can you justify it?
Yes, sir.
Why you changed job so quickly?
Yes, sir. So actually what happened was 2018 I cleared my chartered accountancy and I got into investment banking domain. If you see, it's UBS, Union Bank of Switzerland. Unfortunately, I met with an accident.
What happens about the City India? Citibank?
Citibank, no.
Any news of Citi? Are they working in India or they are closed? No idea.
No.
Okay, now Mr. Halsar.
Yes, sir, tell me.
We interacted around 20 minutes. Rate yourself out of 10 first.
I would say 6, yeah, they're not more than that.
Why you deducted 4 marks?
Sir, I think certain basic questions being in the valuations domain, like at least the credit ratings, what you said about country, about like India, I should have known about it.
This is in the news right now, the rating of India. And the finance minister replied on the Fitch, Moody's and S&P. Okay. So you should know the rating.
Yes, obviously, like I said, this was one very basic question that I should
I'm going to share this video.
Yes, sir, sure, thank you.
Okay, so just one is the rating. What next? You should know the valuation of HR. I think, might be I'm wrong, when I was in the IMT Ghaziabad, then I studied and I never cross-checked right now. I think the TCS is writing the HR at the bottom of their balance sheet.
Actually, sir, what they do is you cannot take those assets into your balance sheet because the standards do not allow them. But
it's not in the balance sheet, just make a note.
Yeah, that's what I said in the answer also.
Yeah.
That in certain companies do notes, disclose them in the notes of accounts. So notes of accounts is not a part of your balance sheet, but they are a part of your financial statements. So value is being given by TCS in there.
Okay, name one company which is not giving dividend from the last up, I don't know how many years, but still their valuation is high, the stock is on the higher side.
So a lot of different companies do not do that.
Why so? Why?
So I think they believe, what is dividend? Dividend is actually giving back extra money to your shareholders. So
the shareholders purchase the shares on the benefit of this dividend only, I think so.
So there are two parts.
If they are not in the trading, like this call and put, if they are not.
Yes, sir. So like I said, there are two income sources, right? First is your dividend and second is your appreciation of the share. So what different companies do think is that they have good opportunity.
Okay, name a company which is not giving the dividend and the stocks are kept by the people. They're not selling it. Any idea?
Major technology shares around US, majorly people, they do not give dividends at all.
Why? What was the reason? And their stockholders are happy even, like the Microsoft.
Yes, sir, correct. So, like I said, what the companies believe that rather than giving back the money to their shareholders again, companies can create value using that money by themselves. And in the end, those values...
That is mainly in the R&D. They sow this in the R&D part.
Yes, sir. Be it R&D, be it acquisition, be it getting a new product into the market which will require heavy branding, or whatever the reason is, they believe that they can create a lot more value than individual shareholders can do by taking that money.
Okay, name one company whose EBITDA is minus 300 or less, or the minus 400, is still getting the investment. Pardon?
Bharat Pay.
Bharat Pay is getting investment.
Yes, sir.
Why so?
Right now, Ashni is obviously...
Leave it the Bharat.
Okay, other companies... So mostly what I've seen in the fintech space or startups that do come up, a lot of startups usually make a lot of losses. That is also known as a cash burnout ratio, because they are into a phase where they're trying to acquire their customers in order to make sure that they have a customer base.
How many unicorns in India? There are 10. Name 3. Any 3.
Oyo, then you have Zerodha, then you have Nykaa.
Okay, fine.
You have...
Okay. Now you look, in the BM, there are 2 ways of conducting interviews. One is the rapid fire. So today I selected the rapid fire. I'm not going to listen the 100% of your answer. I got, okay, you are on a right track.
Yes, sir, that's what I thought. Because I was answering and then in short, you were cutting me. And then
I think you are on a right track or the wrong track. If the wrong track, I interpret with a new question. On a right track, I came with a new question. So this is the one way. Okay, we could plan. Who is your mentor?
Sorry, sir, not able to get his name. He's also into XLRI. He was going to conduct my interview today itself, but he said tomorrow. Just give me a second. I'll just tell you his name.
Full or what?
Just give me a second. I was just interacting with him yesterday only. Yes, sir.
Pranjal. Okay. No, full time. ठीक है, अच्छा बंदा है. Excel का logo पता होना चाहिए.
Yes, that was my second answer, sir. Like you said, why did you lose your 4 marks? I think that is a very basic question, and I should have known that. Correct.
Your best call is the Excel BM, and the second, what's your CAT score?
98.2.
And no other calls apart from the K.
Sir, है शिलोंग है, कैप है.
नहीं. वो उसके नीचे नहीं तो जाना नहीं. अभी सैलरी पैकेज है. What's your package? क्या?
हाँ सर. सर मुझे इंडस्ट्री चाहिए. मुझे ऐसा लगता है, और वो 6 months वाला भी क्वेश्चन जो आपने कहा कि जॉब स्विच कर रहा हूँ, उसका भी मुझे रीजन वो आपने बीच में कट कर दिया. मुझे उसके बारे में आपसे मुझे बात करनी थी. सो के तो पक्का जाऊंगा सर. अगर ये दोनों ही ऐसे कॉलेजेस अगर हुए तो मैं पक्का जाऊंगा सर.
एक्सेल में होने के चांसेस 99% है. 1% जो है ना, वो आपका एक्सेल का 93.8 है. ये छोटा सा नहीं, बहुत बड़ा इशू है.
हाँ सर, वो तो मैं जानता हूँ कि वो तो मतलब जैसे मैं कुछ लोगों से बात कर रहा था, प्रांजल से भी बात कर रहा था. सो व्हाट ही
Think CAT. Think AzuCATion.